Today I will be discussing on anxiety disorder with respect to homeopathic management. Specific learning objectives. At the end of the class, the student must know the types of anxiety disorders, analyze and apply the homeopathic remedies for the anxiety disorders. Anxiety by definition, it's a general state of a dread or uneasiness that occurs in response to the vague or imagined danger. Types of anxiety disorders. Mainly there are the phobic disorders, panic disorders, generalized anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders and stress disorders. Phobic disorders, fear leads to avoidance behavior that interferes with one's life. Any object or situation can become a phobia. A simple phobia, persistent, excessive or irrational fear of particular object or situation is also considered under the phobic disorders. Social phobia, the persistent fear of social situations, close scrutinies. So, about these things I will give with examples of homeopathic remedies and incidents with respect to the remedy in detail whenever the possibilities will come about the social phobias or fear of one object, also I can explain. Panic disorders, recurring and unexpected panic attacks. The panic attack, relatively short period of increase fear or the discomfort. The symptoms during these attacks, the person or the patient will develop the shortness of breath, shaking of the body or even the part of the body is also, dizziness, rapid heart rate, sweating, nausea is also the part of the panic attack. Agoraphobia, that is fear of being in places or situations in which escape may be difficult. It may be the crowds, malls, trains, even there are the people they say that while traveling in a bus also or while going into the lift also they say that they will be the more panic when it is in the close compact place. Generalized anxiety disorders, an excessive or unrealistic worry about a life, the circumstances that last for 6 months. Most common anxiety disorders. This one we find out in the students also, even in case of patients also, the things related to the future or the things related to their examination, they will have the maximum fear more than the studying. So that is unrealistic worry about their life. Even if they see some of the images or if they read about the diseases through the internet, they start imagining unnecessarily that is happening for themselves only. Obsessive compulsive disorder, that is obsession, unwanted thoughts, ideas or the mental images that reoccur. Compulsions, that is repetitive ritual behaviors. The compulsions are done to lessen the obsessions. Must interfere with one's life to be diagnosed. This one very commonly or sometimes we find out the people, those are going for the washroom, repeatedly they go and wash their hands, where the obsessive compulsive disorder is more marked, and there are the people are there, they go on taking bath number of times or they will be checking their door locks number of times, 4 to 5 times they will be checking whether it's a locked or no. So these are coming under the obsessive compulsive disorders. Stress disorders, which are the post-traumatic stress disorders, intense persistent feeling of anxiety that are caused by the traumatic experience. Flashbacks, nightmares, numbness, avoidance, increased tension, sleeping problems and irritabilities. Acute stress disorders, similar but occurs immediately or within a 6 month short-term disorders. These are coming under stress because nowadays all of us are under the stress conditions. Each second or each minute will be under the stress and the strain. So these are happening very commonly in case of the anxiety disorders, which are causing the stress in acute as well as even it may lead to the chronic condition also if it is not controlled. if it is not treated properly or if it is not identified properly, the cause behind the stress. The causes are, it may be genetic cause, biochemical cause, or it may be the learned or interaction of the factors. The treatments, there are for any type of mind pathology, there are the different ways and approaching for the treatment line. It may be through the cognitive therapies or cognitive behavior therapies or psychotherapy, and homeopathic approach is also one of the area, along with the above therapies like psychotherapy, where the anxiety, the hierarchies will be identified and hierarchies are created for, it may be for a student, if it is related to exam fear, we have to create a scene of examination and we have to expose the student that as if they are attending the exams, and the fear can be removed by day based on the 7-day sessions or 8-day sessions or 15-day sessions we can conduct. And there are the fear about the fire or fear about the animals also, the lizards also, cockroach also. Those things can be brought nearer to the person or the patient day by day, and making them to hold it so that the anxiety can be removed through the psychotherapies. And there are the behavioral disorders also can be corrected by informing them through the attending the sessions along with the counselors by cognitive therapies, and behavioral therapies can be rectified, because they will have the lack of social interactions will not be there. They will be alone. Those are sitting alone all the time, interacting alone all the time, not mingling with the friends, not mingling with their communities, or not mingling with the functions. So for those peoples, we have to train them along with the behavior therapies. And homeopathic approach, I will deal with the remedies, more 4 to 5 remedies. At present I will give the examples. There are n number of remedies are there which are dealing with the mind psychology. Yoga and meditation is also the part of reduction in the anxiety disorder. Relaxation technique is also one of the media or one of the area where the patient can be relaxed, that is progressive muscular dystrophy conditions also. We have to make the person to relax day by day, at least minimum for 15 to 20 minutes they have to spend for meditation, yoga and relaxation, which can prevent the anxiety disorders, or even it works as a curative also. There are remedies. For example, you can see here about the aconite is very common remedy where we use for the treatment of anxiety disorders. A panic attack that comes on suddenly with very strong fear, that is even the fear of death also more marked in case of aconite. A state of immense anxiety may be accompanied by the strong palpitations, shortness of breath and flushing of face. These are the common symptoms which we get in case of aconite. If you compare with this aconite and argentum nitricum, this argentum nitricum relieves apprehension or the stage of fright accompanied by the agitation and feeling of hurriedness. In the case of argentum nitricum, there the person is always in hurry for all the things, the agitations, and this can be reduced. A physical signs corresponding to this, the medicine is a stomach ache, belching will be there, and even due to slower in the understanding. Arsenic album is also the next remedy. The people who are deeply anxious about their health. Recently we have seen the example during the COVID time, the fear of disease, fear of death. So all those time throughout the media, or even in case of the mass, the medicine is distributed, that is arsenic album, to reduce the fear of the disease, fear of, because they are the fear about the or anxious about their health. Panic attack often occurs around the midnight or the very early hours of the morning. May have the digestive problems or the asthma attacks accompanied by the anxiety. These are the associated symptoms along with the anxiety disorders. In case of lycopodium, feel anxiety from mental stress and suffer from lack of confidence. Here the lycopodium, the person is very good in all the activities, having a lot of abilities, but because of the lack of confidence, he gets the anxiety. By that, the mental stress will be more marked. Anxiety and the fear of failure, although the person usually does well even once started on a task. Next remedy, these two remedies are belonging to female remedies also, even it works for the male also. Express anxiety as insecurity. Here the patient feels the insecurity feeling, clingings with a need for the constant support and comforting. The person may be moody, tearful, even weeny, even emotionally childish. The pulsatilla is very useful remedy for the children also, not only for a female, even for the child also this is more useful. Ignitia is one of the remedy where all the contradictions are more marked in this type of remedy along with the patients. Relieves the symptoms caused by the stress or the emotions with the hypersensitivity to light, noise and the pain as well and the emotions. Physical symptoms such as a lump in the throat, that is sensation, localized headache and frequent yawning or the of persistent. Yawning will be continuous, the persistence. In the summary of today's topic, that is all of us understood about the definition of anxiety, types of anxieties and their management as well as the treatment. These are all the references from the Materia Medica and along with the net source also. Please go through this and you can understand, even because anxiety is not the small one, looks very simple, but it is very, very important to understand and to remove the anxiety from the mind. Thank you.